Will you ever post about this? Are you ever gonna show us? Stop playing around and make a video about it. These are just some of the DMs I got just this weekend. So I decided, fine. Okay, I will tell you about my race. So here it goes. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you about my race. I drove a KA100 go-kart in a tag senior class event this past Saturday at Adams Motorsports Park in Riverside. Now I know that's confusing because you're thinking, well, wait, bro, I thought your race was 3 weeks ago when you watched your dad blow up in the summer blockbuster film Fast 9. Shout out to Vinny Bennett. Both of those things are true.
But Noel, what about your race?
Hold on, I'm getting there. Now, since February, I've spent a lot of time karting, and I don't mean that family fun center karting that your dad would take you to when he didn't feel like talking to you. I mean real karting. Go-karts with engines that have strokes. 2 strokes. 4 strokes. Did you hear me? These engines have strokes. That means these things fuck. If you're not familiar with go-karts, I'm sure you look at this thing and you think it's like sitting on a leaf blower with 4 wheels, but I'm here to tell you that's not at all the case, alright? This shit is designer. The engine in my go-kart is a KA100. I had to wait for this thing to ship overseas because the KA100 is manufactured by an Italian company which was founded in the late 60s. And that means at some point there was probably a guy who worked on this engine named Mario. So yeah, I drive the real Mario Kart.
But Noel, just tell us about your race.
I'm getting there. Hold on. It's genuinely hard for me to determine how much I should talk about karting because it's something I've been dedicated to for the last 5, going on 6 months now. I've filmed all of my practice days, whether I've had Cash film it from a drone, or I've had Nima film it from a cinema camera, or I filmed it from a GoPro. Not one of these mediums captures the feeling you get when you drive this thing. No matter how much I've wanted to share this with people, every time I look at the footage, it just doesn't feel like you can actually feel what I feel when I sit in the car. So with the help of visuals, I'm gonna do my best to explain what I think this feels like. The only thing between your asshole and the pavement is this thick plastic booster seat, which is awesome because it doubles as a bedpan and you can shit right into it after you feel the speed of this thing. That feeling of speed is heightened by the rib protector you wear inside your race suit so you can protect your baby backs in case you go over a curb too crazy. No power steering, no suspension, which means every little movement in the cart, you feel it all through your body and eventually up into your eyeballs as your skull gets shaken around a little bit inside your helmet. It's physically taxing and challenges your body and your mind in ways that other activities don't. Because unlike other sports and activities in the world of karting, that's the only place you can be coached by Troy Adams.
Between you and me,
Yeah.
who's the best looking driver?
Between you and me? Is
Yeah.
that what you really asking?
Yeah.
I got you covered. Are you kidding me? Number one, it's always sexy.
Okay.
Okay?
It stops there though?
Oh no, it's definitely down here.
This is the only man to make me jump rope in a race suit and then laugh at me when I couldn't get past a couple minutes.
You'd have been knocked out by then. Yeah, you'd have been knocked out by then. Come on, keep digging. We ain't even close to being done yet.
The only man willing to challenge you to an endurance race on foot beneath the burning, red, depressing sun of Riverside, all in a race suit. I met Troy at the beginning of this year, and right away he acknowledged my interest in motorsport, and he invited me out to his track. He said, if you want to learn, I'm here to teach you. And he did just that. And from the first session we started working together, he wasted no time.
And now the fear
Yeah.
has got him because now he won't get off the gas. He's on the gas and brake because his butt's puckered up and he won't relax. All right, so listen to how that's going. Yeah. That's gas and brake at the same time.
Alright.
So this is a race car. When you're on the gas, where's the weight?
Back. Yep.
When you're on brakes, where's the weight?
Front.
So if you had the brake on hard
Yeah.
and you push the gas on hard, what's going to happen to the car?
It's not gonna.
It's going to go. It's going to go right here, right? You can't find that balance.
Got
and
it.
what we want around the whole track is balance.
Yeah.
To a point where you should be able to go through that right-hander, a big tree toward the palm tree. That's full throttle.
All right.
And then you brake. Not yet.
And so for the last few months, that's what I started doing. I drive every other week, and some months I drive almost every week, and I would just be learning, adapting to the heat, trying to train my body to drive more than 36 laps, realizing how weak my back was, you know, all kinds of different things, even what makes me throw up.
Man, you finally got out of bed, huh?
The traffic was on the freeway and in my mind. Okay.
That what you want to say on camera? Yes. I got you. You out here putting in work in the cold. You want to wait till it's coming. It's gonna be one of these days. I can see it already. He wake up late. He late. Then he gonna go on the go-kart without no helmet strap. But first, let's work on full throttle, brake, and then get all your braking done before that little dip. Once we get him to slow down, use more brake, you'll have way more control of the car, right? Right now he's just trying to go fast.
Yeah.
The key is we can't go fast if we don't understand how to slow down. Coach, you're looking kind of old. I said, what? Yes! You guys are at 4 off.
4?
No, way better. Okay. No, that was way better. I mean, the biggest thing is just continue working on our braking. Yeah. And then our goal is getting into shape. Driver shape. Driver shape. I'm not saying you ain't fit, but you ain't as good as this. But driver shape is different than boxing, right? Yeah. Like the mental and then the physical at the same time. But no, that was good. That was good. Yes, sir.
Who's
now
funnier, you or me?
Oh, me all day.
Okay.
Maybe not on stage. Maybe not on stage.
What would be a fast time for me to hit?
51s.
If I hit 51, would you do 5 minutes on stage?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And all that training built up to last Saturday, July 10th. So yes, I'm finally going to talk about it, my race. The race day is simple. You have 2 practice sessions, a qualifying round, and then 3 heats, and each of those heats count as an individual race. The event started at about 3 in the afternoon, and 3 in the afternoon in the summer of Riverside is like standing inside someone's mouth after they have smoked, you know, at least 2 joints. It's hot and dry and muggy. I did the first practice, and I'm feeling trashed because I'd been there the day before and I did 3 practice sessions on my own. So going into the second practice session, I took this performance-enhancing drug called Advil, and that set me right. I found a pretty good pace in the second practice, and mentally I was pretty all there for qualifying.
I'm 2 practices in, and I'm about to go into my qualifying session. In 7 minutes, my fastest time is going to set where I'm at in starting position. So far, my arms are pretty beat, but I'm all right. Now I have to overcome the biggest thing, which is a little term, pucker butt. Pucker butt is when you're afraid to pin it. You're afraid to hold the throttle flat out. And you're just being a tiny, big loser.
Now going into qualifying, this is when my nerves start to kick in a little bit because, you know, I'm starting to put pressure on myself. This feels like the culmination of many months of practice and learning and blah, blah, blah. But I cut all that out and just try to remind myself it's not that deep and I just got to enjoy it. Now I have to give a big shout out to one of Troy's main coaches and a driver that he works with. His name is AJ. AJ has worked a lot with me through this process, and going into qualifying, you know, he made me feel like, yeah, we got this, and he was helping me keep my head. The main thing he told me before going out on track was, hey man, if you put down a heater, which means, you know, a blazing hot lap, just bring the cart back in, because unlike your family fun center carts, these are real carts. Remember, these things fuck. There's just a few things you have to keep in mind, which is the engine, you know, it gets hot and you got to maintain a certain temperature, and your tires have a certain lifespan, so you want to keep that. So unintentionally, I went out into the qualifying round and I did just that. If you've never watched racing before, you don't know shit about motorsport, that's fine. Basically, qualifying works like this. Every driver goes out and they're trying to set fast times on the track. They'll take the fastest time from each driver, and then they'll create a rank. It was my second or third lap. I put in my best time, and I brought the cart right back in. As a matter of fact, I came so quickly that when I got back to the pit, Alina looked at me and said, "Wow, I'm not the only one." The importance of qualifying is that your lap time determines where you start on the grid. Now for me, I placed 5th, so I was dead in the middle out of all 10 karts. What that meant for me was I had the 5th fastest time in qualifying, so I was going to start 5th out of 10 for the actual race, which felt great because the dudes in front of me had more sponsors on their suits than I've done ad reads on my entire YouTube career. So with all that out of the way, it was finally time to race. And this is when my nerves really started kicking in because unlike Mario Kart, you don't start from, a stop. You don't get to do a button combination and get a little mushroom to get you going. You do what's called a rolling start. They'll all go out and do a little parade lap to warm up the tires. Then the karts slow down. They all stack up into 2 single file lines. They roll at a slow speed, inching their way up to a green flag. And the closer you get to that flag, you feel the intensity. Everyone's starting to lean on the throttle a little bit more, and as soon as that dude waves that green flag, it's on. Thankfully, I get a great start, and I quickly get away from that 6th place driver, so I'm following close behind the top 5. And I immediately notice the driver in 3rd place is holding back the driver in 4th. So I'm already thinking, if I can position myself right, I could probably get up into 3rd if these two want to battle it out. So that means right away I'm driving hard, and I don't mean I'm bricked up, I mean I'm driving aggressively. Even though my ribs felt like they were tenderized and my arms are just pretty taxed, I just feel like, man, fuck it, I spent all this time learning, I gotta go for it. So that means I went for it. I'm finding a lot of speed. I'm flirting with the dirt in every corner. I'm letting a tire kind of edge outside the track a little bit just to try to get any bit of advantage and put me closer to the guy in front. We're not that deep into the race, but I could just feel it. This guy in 3rd, the door's going to open up and I'm at least going to pass him and potentially the guy in front. And I get close to that. The guy in 3rd actually drops back 2 places, so now he's behind me. That means I'm up in 4th, and now I'm chasing the guy in 3rd. I'm really hunting him down. I'm closing the distance, and I'm getting close, so close that I tap his bumper a little bit, and I'm pushing him. But I did the thing that is like rookie mistake for any driver is you have to drive like no one's in front of you. And I got so focused on this dude that I end up chasing his line basically. And that caused me to make some mistakes. And I put enough of a gap on us that I'm out of laps that I could really catch up to him. And unfortunately, I spent the rest of the race just trying to get closer to him. The drive got so intense that I was actually feeling my arms like genuinely give out. Even I haven't taken the Advil, so I'm starting to think I got to clean up my driving and I got to defend from the guy behind me, because every time I look back, this dude is getting closer and closer to me. So I think, oh, fuck that. I can't go back down into 5th. I at least got one pass here, and I got to make it stick. So that's what I did. I just held my foot down a couple times, actually going into the dirt. I hopped up I hopped up one time in the dirt, but I said fuck it. I went through that shit, and I just kept on, and I eventually brought it home in 4th. The whole race is only 8 laps. These laps were like 49, 48 seconds, but goddamn, this shit felt like 20. It was crazy. I have to call out that of the 3 heats, I only did the first one because I'm not really after doing so much practice, and by the end of the first race, I was just done. But my main goal was just to try to finish the race, make sure I didn't crash, and I got to do that and more because I came back 1 place ahead. AJ was super happy. He and I were celebrating. Cash was definitely happy with that, and Alina and Alex, our production assistants. So, all around, it was just a good day. I even got Troy to smile a little bit with my performance, which I felt like was a win. Granted, he had things to tell me that I could have did better, but I knew that was coming. I know this whole thing is a bit of a niche hobby, but there's an aspect of karting that I think about a lot, which is you can't focus on mistakes when you drive because there's already a turn that's coming at you. You have to be very present. And I think that's the most important thing that Troy and AJ have tried to teach me. I think that applies very heavy in life. This is something I'll continue to dedicate time to because, I want to learn enough so that I can be comfortable to step into, a larger real car and actually be proficient.
All right, where did I start? Fifth. Where did I finish? Get out of your damn mind.
I can't believe it. He got 2 more races and he's done. That's why we got to do a lot more push-ups and sit-ups.
There's also one other important thing I learned, which is, under no circumstance, never, ever, ever should you eat Wendy's before driving. I'm actually certain that's what killed my dad in Fast 9.
Hey, shit's play, man, I had to switch it up. Yeah, might lose a few, ask me if I give a fuck. Hey, shit's play, man, I had to switch it up.